So we're at day 2, Materials Handling Middle East, Scalex Dubai, the Value Added Conference at this 3-day trade show. I'm with Fahad Binkhunain, Supply Chain Management Consultant, MBA, does that matter? And he actually spoke yesterday at Scalex Dubai about robotic process automation. Fahad, thank you very much for joining us. And just want to talk about your presentation yesterday. What did you tell delegates at Scalex Dubai?
Yesterday it was really good, with a good number of attendance actually, because of the having the conference with the show live, and this is really good experience. Now it's a real potential for the market, for the robotic, because we are talking about robotic and the people is mixing between the physical robotic and what we mean data software robotic. It's totally different. And that's give the support, empower the process. The other one is, replacing the member, the humanity. Okay, and they are well understood the purpose of the data robotic, which will help them to go for more strategic thinking and instead of repeated human actions. Okay, and it's minimized, controlling the time, giving the support for the more efficiency, more visibility of supply chain and material handling.
You've been a consultant in supply chain management for more than 30 years in this, almost 30 years in the Middle East region. On the topic of course, hot topic now, robotics, automation, how ready? Is the Middle East ready for it now, and who's sort of leading the charge if we were to look at the sort of the countries, whether it be Saudi or UAE, for example?
I will say the Middle East is, even they are trying hard, okay, but still we consider them in the beginning, okay, and the most country I will say is ready is Saudi, and UAE is more moving. Egypt is trying to, okay. And this is a very tremendous changing in the region actually for capturing and going to the robotic process and changing the culture of the routine jobs done. That's why it is very promising.
And we spoke about quite a bit. Well, there was a couple of presentations today about e-commerce, and which was obviously quite interesting. I mean, it must provide quite massive opportunities for the market, I guess, for supply chain and intralogistics.
As I said, the region here, they are really adapting and getting speedily moving in e-commerce. Okay, before we know that 3 or 4 companies, but now you'll find the semi companies also growing in this field, and that will be positive thinking, because people will focus on more materials. It's not only fashion or beauty or toys or whatever things. It's or electronics. It will go deeper, even for day-to-day consumers.
What potential does the Internet of Things have to offer? I guess when you talk about the fourth industrial revolution, the interplay of robotics, AI, and IoT, and tying that all in the supply chain. What does it offer logistics?
I think it's accumulated things, what's going on now, and people is getting more awareness of that. Okay, and you will find it solely because of the Internet of Things. Okay, things speedily moving, and the people will understand it more. Now you cannot live without a mobile. Nobody was in 10 years back. Many people was not using it. Now you cannot live even a minute because all your things is because of the Internet.
When it comes to supply chain management, what are companies? What are the biggest challenges that companies are facing? I mean, we spoke before about last mile delivery, and of course, consumers when they buy something online, they almost want delivery right away. How can companies and what about? There's also this topic about, Fodel, for example, where they have pickup points, where so a consumer can purchase something online, and then if a supplier cannot deliver, then they can pick it up at any designated spot of their choice around, for example, around Dubai. But last mile delivery, it's a challenge for companies, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a big challenge, and that's what when I was saying in the beginning, blockchain is one of the things that people have to, and especially the specialized people in supply chain, have to look to it and to implement it, because you will find all the components are integrated and governance in the things. Satisfaction is really an essential, and if you don't keep the satisfaction with the customer, you will be dropped from the market, because now things is moving faster. And I think, we have to look to this by having the, transport, for example, those applications, changing with application integration, and try to manage applying blockchain governance of this business.
Almost 30 years you've been as a supply chain consultant in the region. How has it changed? How has the market, the logistics market in the Middle East, evolved in the last 3 decades for you? I mean, I guess it's changed so much.
I think it's a change in, more than 100%, actually. And with those knowledge, the good thing is that we are moving faster than the other other countries who been before us in this service. And that's very promising for the region, because we adapt the technology, we adapt the things, and we are growing. If you see, we are, I could really say one thing is like, the e-commerce. Souk was a company who's in the region, and it's been bought by Amazon. And another companies, they are going like Noon and the others, okay? That's mean it's a big potential in the region. And it's moving fast, crazy, to be honest.
How competitive is the landscape now when it comes to third-party logistics providers, for example?
I think this is one of the good potential now in the region, especially because before the company was dealing every aspect, all those services from A to Z. Now they realize the specialty, and that's why the 3PL and 4PL and 2PL, it's growing. And I have, speak about this on different occasion, that it's a vendor management, scenario and develop in the region, and they realize that they can really depend on each other's, okay? And 3PL and 4PL is moving strongly because you are more specialized and keeping the items, and each part has been separately given.
What will the materials handling landscape of tomorrow look like? For example, we're talking about robotics now, talking about AI now. What will tomorrow bring?
I think it will be more automated. Now the technology is moving faster, and robotic dependency will be more, especially the physical robotics for handling the items. We have seen many cases now. The business is growing, and the efficiency is more, the utilization of the space is more. It's everywhere the robotic is there, and we can see it in the vehicles, for example, factories. Now I was visiting some factories, and we have seen almost 80% of their operation managed by robotics.
Fahad, it's your first time at Materials Handling Middle East, and obviously speaking at Scalex yesterday, and you've been sitting in on the sessions today. It's been quite interactive, asking a lot of questions. It's been great. How has the show been for you as a supply chain consultant and Scalex? I mean, what are the benefits of attending Scalex?
I will say it's a very challenging, because the good things what I have seen actually, that the show live and the speech with the speakers, different speaker with different experience, you can see the live things. Whatever speak, you can see it live, and it's really a good potential. I will recommend really to visit such event. Okay, there is very limited event like that. There is one in Germany, and in Dubai also, and it's really challenging for those people who recently joined with the supply chain, which I would recommend it for most of the people I train or have seen.
Fahad, thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the rest of Scalex and Materials Handling Middle East.